John, comedians are often thought of as men who have made their way to the top without any formal schooling. Would you say your college education was a significant advantage or disadvantage in your career?
Larry, that is hard again to analyze. I don't know. As I said, I think with the change in comedy and the awareness of the young element coming up nowadays, and television, I think it's had a great deal to do with that. Kids nowadays are hipper on what's going on in the world. They've seen a lot more than we did when we were kids. Their entertainment's right at their fingertips. I think it gives me an advantage in the type of material I do, that I try to keep abreast of what's going on, and you can change. I'm sure the education's helped me because it's made me more aware of different areas that I can go into and comment on. It was true that many of the comedians have come out of, have not had formal schooling. That doesn't make them any less funny.
Of course not.
I just think that the comedy is constantly changing in the attitudes. If you look at just the last 5 or 10 years, it's a little more modern nowadays. That doesn't mean you've got to go out and be Mort Saul. I would like to see more physical comedy. I love good physical comedy. You see very little of it nowadays. Lewis, Skelton, I like to do physical sketches occasionally, because a good physical sketch, if it's well done, is high comedy. So it doesn't mean that you just have to stand up and make esoteric remarks about what's going on. That doesn't necessarily mean it's comedy either. You can fall into a trap there of losing your sense of humor. Right. So I think in education can be a help in anything, of course. And the kind of show I do, it's been a great advantage, because I have to work with so many different people. This show that I do is not just a comedy show. I'm out there one night with Vice President Humphrey, and the next night I may have Margaret Mead. Next night I may have Jastrow from the NASA Space Institute. So naturally that helps me. Otherwise I would sit there not knowing exactly what the hell I'm talking about. So I don't think the fact you have an education precludes the fact that you can't be funny.
John, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Well, that was my conversation with Johnny Carson. If you'd like to hear more insights on comedy by the great comedians, be sure to visit your nearest record store or go to the website www.laugh.com. That's www.laugh.com. At laugh.com you can find many more CDs of interviews with the comedians, including Woody Allen, Milton Berle, Shelley Berman, Jack Benny, Joey Bishop, George Burns, Maurice Chevalier, Phyllis Diller, Jimmy Durante, Dick Gregory, Bob Hope, Georgie Jessel, Jerry Lewis, Jerry Seinfeld, Danny Thomas, Ed Wynn. Sure hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I look forward to visiting with you again on the next CD.